everybody, April 16th, 2012. If you enjoyed the video I did about Ted Butler discussing the silver manipulation, I have two more articles that I'm going to be putting over at Moneybags World. One's by Jason Hommel, and he wrote a really good article discussing the manipulation, the recent interview with Blythe Masters, the head of commodities at JP Morgan, and her little staged interview there she did. I mean, it totally looked staged. She didn't seem fazed by any of the questions, and you know, they were all the perfect questions just laid out, and she was shaking her head before, you know, they're even being asked. But there's a reason why they're coming out finally acknowledging this silver manipulation. And you know, I think things might be closer to coming to a head, so they wanted to get out ahead of it and, you know, start addressing it now rather than wait. So there's some interesting commentary by Jason about that. You know, basically he's saying, I don't understand why, if you have all these clients with long silver positions, you know, they own silver, why would you want to go out and hedge that? Why would you want to go out and sell silver against all of those, you know, positions where your clients own it, so they can't participate in a, you know, a rise in price? It doesn't make any sense. What she's saying is happening. You know, a lot of what she's saying is truthful, but it just doesn't make any sense. If I own stock in a company, I don't want to go sell the same amount of stock in that company so that I can't participate in a rise in the value of the stock. It doesn't make any sense. But it does make sense if, you know, as far as what's happening with the leverage, you know, the 100 to 1, 500 to 1. I was asking this metal dealer if he had heard of, you know, the 100 to 1 manipulation that Jeff Christian from the GPM group divulged in the hearings that the CFTC was having. And he says, 100 to 1? Don't you mean more like 1,000 to 1? I mean, with all the derivatives in the paper silver market, I mean, we're talking about a huge amount of paper being traded that doesn't even exist. The physical underlying metal doesn't even exist. And, you know, I'm going to also be putting an article from Bix Weir talking about manipulation on Moneybags World, and he goes into the manipulation. He talks about the CFTC being formed in order to disguise the manipulation, you know, over the last 40 years. I mean, these are must-read articles that I'm putting over at Moneybags World. There's also a great link to PBS Frontline documentary. It's about an hour long. I'm going to watch it again, I think, talking about how basically you got the CFTC and you have a revolving door with Wall Street individuals coming in there, being appointed, and then, you know, just status quo type stuff. And then you get Brooksley Byrne, who saw what was going on, you know, and then now she gets shafted and saying, well, we got to have this regulation. And then Greenspan says, no, we don't want regulated derivatives. And so, you know, this was before the 08 crisis. She warned about it, and then she got knocked out because she wasn't going along with the, you know, the status quo there. So really interesting. You got to watch that. You got to watch that PBS documentary, and the link is there on Bix Weir's article. So a couple other things I wanted to mention. Let me turn this around here. There's a couple other things I wanted to mention. There's a RT interview with Mike Maloney talking about the manipulation. I'm going to put that on the blog also. And he talks about, you know, that leverage that I was talking about, where you got 500. I've heard where, okay, there was 1 month last year where there were 14 billion ounces of silver traded in a month. There's only 90 million ounces brought to market. I mean, there's just so much silver being traded that the physical is not even there. I've seen examples where it could be 500 to 1 paper to physical. I mean, who knows exactly what it is? It could even be 1,000-to-1, like the metals dealer was telling me. I don't know exactly what it is. Mike Maloney gave a good example. If you don't understand what that means, it's like the musical chairs. You have well, let's say 500. You got 500 guys dancing around a chair, thinking that they own an ounce of silver. Well, there's only 1 ounce of silver. It's in the chair, but the funny thing is, there's already a guy sitting in a chair, and that's the guy who has the physical ounce of silver. So if there's 500 guys dancing around, they don't have anything. I mean, that's what we have going on here. When you have something like that, you have a price that is so manipulated downward. It's unbelievable. I mean, that's why you get Bix Weir talking about the free market value of silver right now should be $8,250 an ounce. And he says that, basically because there's 5 times the amount of gold as there is silver for investment right now. So multiply the $1,650 gold price times 5, you get $8,250 an ounce for silver right now. I mean, that is an incredible, crazy price to people that don't understand what's going on. They don't understand, the whole leverage. They don't understand the high-frequency trading. They don't understand what's happening with the manipulation. So they just say, oh, well, a hamburger's going to be $1,000 or $500 for a hamburger. I mean, that's what it'll take in order to get these outrageous prices for silver. No, that's not true. This is the price it should be right now. But it's just, there's going to be a straw that breaks the camel's back. Now, don't know when it is. I mean, Mike Maloney keeps saying I should be happy, and so should all of you, that this hasn't been exposed yet. That it's still being manipulated down. We can keep accumulating because it's going to be exposed at some point. All manipulations get exposed at some point, and it will be exposed. And right now, we just keep accumulating. So we should actually be happy, be thankful to people like Blythe Masters and Ben Bernanke and other people that have a hand in keeping the price so low. So anyhow, two last things I wanted to mention before it's going kind of long. There's 2 exciting things about to happen this week, and I'll be talking about those. There's a silver price manipulation update, a long-running investigation by the CFTC over 3 years. This April 18th, Wednesday, I believe, they're supposed to have an update on position limits. How much shorting can be done by these large institutions. And then on the 19th, we get the Silver Institute coming out with their 2012 World Silver Survey, 22nd edition. I'm really looking forward to checking out those numbers, and I'll be posting something. We're finally going to get updated information, supply and demand information for silver for all of last year, and we can stop looking at all the 2010 data. So that's about it. Check out those articles over at Moneybag World. Don't want to miss out on, especially the Jason Hommel and the Bix Weir articles. Those are must-reads. A lot of great links. And check out that Frontline PBS documentary on derivatives. I mean, I really enjoyed that. So talk to y'all soon. Bye.